My father fired me from the family business to promote my half-brother, so I started a competing company that bankrupted his. For 15 years. I was the heart of Davidson & Scruscian. Bors as a laborer at 18, I worked my way through every department, peered estimating, project management, client relations, peered, while earning my engineering degree at night. By 30, I was running daily operations for what had grown into a $15 million company. Dad founded the business before I was born, but it was my modernization that transformed it from a small residential contractor into a commercial powerhouse. I digitized our systems, created a client management program that cut administrative costs by 40%, and developed relationships with developers across 3 states. Then came my half-brother Marcus. Dad's second marriage produced Marcus when I was already 12. While I spent summers on job sites learning the business, Marcus attended private schools and elite soccer camps. When he graduated with a business degree, Dad immediately installed him as vice president of strategy, in a position that hadn't existed before. For 2 years, I trained Marcus while he undermined me at every turn. He'd take credit for my projects during board meetings while Dad nodded approvingly. He'd change project specs without consulting me, then blame me when cost exploded. Despite this, our numbers continued to climb because of systems I'd established years earlier. Last March, Dad called me into his office. "We're restructuring," he announced without looking me in the eye. "Marcus will be taking over as CEO. We're eliminating your position." I was stunned. "You are firing me after 15 years. Don't be dramatic, Jason. We're offering you a project manager role. Marcus has the formal business education this company needs to grow." "And my shares?" I asked, referring to the 15% ownership stake I'd been promised when we incorporated. Dad shifted uncomfortably. "Give me a reduced role. Those shares will be reallocated to leadership positions." In that moment, 15 years of loyalty evaporated. I declined the demotion, cleaned out my desk, and walked out without another word. That night, I called 5 of our top project managers, all people I'd personally hired and mentored within a week. All 5 had resigned from Davidson & Scruscian. 2 weeks later, Horizon Beaters was born in a rented warehouse across town. I took no clients, files, or proprietary information from my father's company. I didn't need to. I knew every flaw in their operations, every gap in their service model, and every complaint clients had ever made. More importantly, I knew which upcoming projects they were counting on to meet their annual projections. We started small but agile, bidding only on projects where we could significantly outperform Davidson in either time, cost, or quality. When Davidson underbid us, we'd approach the client afterward with detailed explanations of where corners would likely be cut based on their pricing model. We weren't always successful, but we won enough. 6 months in, we secured the Westlake Commercial Center Parton, a $6 million project Davidson had been counting on. The developer later told me that Marcus had been dismissive during their meetings, something I'd noticed during our time working together. By our first anniversary, Horizon had captured 40% of the regional market. Meanwhile, rumors spread that Davidson was delaying payments to subcontractors. Paired the first sign of cash flow problems in construction, the killing blow came unexpectedly. Marcus, trying to recoup losses, bid aggressively on the Robertson Hotel renovation, a complicated historical restoration project. They won the bid at a razor-thin margin that left no room for surprises. When asbestos was discovered during demolition, their profit evaporated. When lead paint pushed them further underwater, their bank pulled their operating line of credit. Last week, Davidson & Scruscian filed for bankruptcy. My father, at 68, lost the business he'd spent 40 years building. The local business journal called me for comment, asking how it felt to bankrupt my own father. I never competed with my father, I responded truthfully. He stopped being part of that company's decision-making years ago. Yesterday, Dad called for the first time since I left. "You could have just taken the project manager job," he said quietly. "You could have just made me KOO, I replied before hanging up. "Blood may determine your relatives, but actions determine your family. My real family now includes 47 employees who are valued for their contributions rather than their bloodlines. And Marcus, I heard he's applying to business schools again. Certainly his previous education had some gaps."